Hello YouTube, I Fix It All here, Team I Fix It All. I've said it before, I'll say it again. This is likely the last update on the pond, swimming pool, fish pond, until I turn fish loose inside this. But the whole ability to keep the water clear is considered a success. I've got my vacuum system and filtration system pretty much mastered. So here's the current state of the pool. I vacuumed the floor for the first time since the build over a month ago. I think I started it the first week of June. And it took me 4 weeks to do. Now right now it needs vacuumed again. If I stay on it, I won't have my little cartridge filter in the small filter back there clogging up so often. The idea with that filter that I've already reviewed, the little guy, is you keep your pool clean and the filter won't clog up as often. But I've remedied how to make those filters last longer. The purpose of this video is to provide a link to Amazon for a particular product that they sell. And I thought I was buying a bypass valve, but it turned out to be much better. It's a kit you can buy that includes everything you need to do a bypass valve. What I learned is that it's more than just that, but you have to, after a quick study, you'll realize it's more than just a bypass. So the way this valve works is wherever this handle is aimed, I want to say pointed to, is where it's cut off. So right now I'm cutting off this area. It's hard to explain, but you'll see when you buy it. I think it's 35 bucks for, it's universal too. It goes 1.25 inch or 2-inch hose. It reduces down to accept 1.25 inch hose or 2-inch hose. I think that's what that is. But I engraved and marked a schematic symbol for cutoff valve with an arrow. So what this is saying is this black hose that leads to my initial homemade DIY filter is pulling water from 2 different directions. I have one hose that sneaks along the edge of the pond and drops in where I can hook up my vacuum. And I have another hose dropping right behind the waterfall, which is sucking. Both are sucking in 2 different locations to one point. So I've got both suction points in the game for filtration. And if you listen to the water, there's no change in auditory, like the audible part of it, when I switch the valve over. I'm going to cut off one and leave this one active. So right now, the filtration system is only getting suction from one hose, which is my vacuum. That means the full effort of all my vacuum suction, if I want to vacuum the bottom of the pool, this is what I'll do. I'll cut off this because the purpose of this hose is to vacuum the bottom of the pond. That's all its job really is. I should put a skimmer on it, but I don't need to at this moment. It's just sitting down there waiting for me to hook up the end of this vacuum hose. And I'm using an old shop vac adapter with some Scotch-Brites and some duct tape, and then a nail polish remover container full of sand with some pinholes in it to keep weight on it, to keep it down. And then the top of the pond is being kept clean by my passive skimmer. I got a couple of videos on that. My little waterfall back there still looks the same. I changed the valve position and it's still chooching along at the same aesthetic looks. That's just a piece of tile floor. Now, one of the things that's failing on this whole bamboo archway here is I've got a break right there and a break right there. But my plan, since I already know how to repair it by spanning a telescoping ladder, an extension ladder across, and then putting a step ladder on top, I've got a YouTube on a DIY scaffold. I can repair that. I can cut out and bend and re-add a curved piece of bamboo later. The bird netting is working real well over this entire thing. See if we can capture any of that. Yeah. I found this heavier duty bird netting at Tractor Supply. Very thick and durable. But the cleanliness of the pond is really nice. And I'm being fed from my gutters, which catches all the gutters on the house. I could integrate the garage one day in the future, but I probably won't. And water temperature currently says it's a chilly 68 degrees in there. I'm using water bottles with sand to keep the hose low for this vacuum hose. I had to use water bottles in a couple of areas to keep my hoses down because this is just a makeshift pond I've got. Now with the addition of this valve, we might as well call it, I have $450 in everything here, including the filter system. Not too shabby. I'm going to put my valve back where it was. I've cleared out a couple of more trees. But if you get this three-way valve, do this. Because later on you might forget. And the way I did that was I heated up a round piece of metal tubing, sunk it into the plastic, and then took a file which you could use a screwdriver, heat the end of that and make your X mark, and then engrave your arrow, and then fill it up with paint marker and wipe away the excess and let it dry. So far, an overall success. Now I get to work on my chicken area. I'm making steaks for that, and that's my next project. We shall see ya.